Hi, I think you can hear me. I'm just waiting. I could see all your messages. Hi, everyone. I see Arlene is here, and Denise, and Margie, and Joanne, and Candace, and Christine. And let's see who else. Laurie's here, and Judy. Hello. Deborah's here. You're vacationing in Walt Disney World, but had to get back to my resort in time to kick back and watch your podcast. Well, I am so honored. My goodness. Oh, Barbara, you're from Prince George, BC. Okay, Canada. Nice. Someone else is here from Canada. I feel like it's like international central here, which is like such an honor. How am I? Me? I'm good. Hey, hello. I'm here. Just caught your, oh, Sharon, you cut yourself off. Hi, Roxanne. Hi, Pam. How are you? I was actually, Pam, I'm a minute or two late because one of my guests, which I'm so excited she's going to be on, was asking me some questions and I had to give her some links. Not today. She's not on today. Virgin Islands, holy moly. It's like, I'm telling, oh, England. Oh my goodness. Now, I'm by myself. I don't even have someone to moderate for me to check the chat because the last time we had some unwelcome guest jump on the chat and I had to get rid of it. So if it happens, I apologize. I will do my best. So technically, I don't do like my predictions and my analyzations on a Monday night. I strictly do guests that come on and chat with me about all different things, not just When Calls the Heart. Sometimes it's a Hallmark movie. It is something from the Mystery Channel, something Hallmark related. But my guest, who I was so excited to have, and you will be too, Janine Marie, she is not feeling well. So we had to postpone. And I was like, you know what? Since I have it scheduled in my mind and in my day, my family knows to stay away from me. I thought I'd just hop on because from yesterday with my prediction video, I have some clarifications. I have to do the responsible thing when you predict. And you speculate when you figure out if it's confirmed or it is discounted, as I tell my students. It's the responsible thing to do is to share. So that's what I was going to do it about some of my predictions from yesterday and just a few other things. So I'm just want to look at the chat and I'm going to have you a chance to interact and share. But I had to change my browser because if you remember, not last time, but a few times before, all your questions were getting stuck and I couldn't move up and down to see everything. So because of that, I think that's how I missed Peter that first time. I didn't even know he was in the chat. So I had to call my podcast people and they told me what to do. So I am hoping that when I go to share all my little visuals I want to share, I don't throw myself out. If I do, I will get back in. Be patient. Don't go anywhere. And I hope we can see them. So this could be a hot mess or it could be something wonderful. Who knows? Okay, so I just want to check back and see what you're saying. International friends. Yes, Joanne. Denise, she says, Happy McFriendship Monday. I'm going to talk about that. I just love that people are using that. It makes my heart feel good. Candace said, I'm doing mock calls while listening to your YouTube channel. I'm still Oh, you're still searching for a job. Well, Candace, if you're okay with it, I will pray for you. I will pray that something comes your way, something that just shows off all your talents and abilities. That's okay. Now, Karen, hi, Roxanne from Parker County. Packer, I'm sorry. Gober. Okay, sorry. I misread. Good. Oh. Okay, she's going to take care of her dog. South Carolina, April's there. I got tested positive for COVID, so I have to isolate for 7 days. So I'm going to rewatch When Calls the Heart. That's the best thing that came out of that, Megan, right? Yes, that Denise said she's going to pray for you. Hi, Christina. Happy Friendship Monday. I'm going to talk about you later. I'm going to end with Christina. Okay, Jess, good evening, folks. Praying for healing for Megan. You know who else we should be praying for? We should be praying for Janine Marie. She and her mom. So we'll say some prayers for her too. I know she posted that publicly. That's the only reason why I would say that. which is why she isn't here, but she definitely will be here at the end of the week. I mean, at the end of the month. Okay, so let's get started. So this isn't just about predictions. It's like a little combo of everything. And Janine Marie, like I said, had a postpone, but she will be here probably at the end of the month on a Monday. I will keep you postponed. If you don't know who she is, she also has a different name on social media. She is extremely talented writer, and she does these beautiful stories about Lucas and Elizabeth. I'm so excited because I'm on my seat waiting for what the next part is. And so she's going to come on and share. She also does the best, like, I don't know, photo edits ever. Some of the things I wish we can turn into like t-shirts and merchandise on a mug. They're amazing. Okay, so I see you're all just saying hi to each other. Okay, all right, good. I was just a little distracted there. Okay, so next Monday, I have two lovely girls that are going to be on. I'm so excited. They are sisters. Their names are Beth and Emma, and I want to get their little tag name right. It's called Random Crafty Things, and they are on Instagram, and they make the sweetest ornaments. I think a lot of you have seen them, and they also do all kinds of beautiful artwork. So they're going to be on. I'm going to talk to them. They're going to share some stuff with you. I'm very excited because I think you heard me if you were in one of my news and updates. That's like a younger generation. I remember when I met Erin Krakow, there was a young girl who was in front of me, and she was a beautiful young lady. She was probably like 14 or 15, and she was physically and inside beautiful. She made these beautiful little dolls, and she made one for Erin. And Erin is so kind. I cannot tell you this. She stood with her and talked with her for a while, and it was so sweet. And these girls remind me of her, like that younger generation that loves When Calls the Heart, and they're coming up, through the ages. And I have my niece who's 10, she watches with us too. So I think that's exciting. And she's going to be interested in what Beth and Emma have to share. So we have to appeal to anyone, right? We have to appeal as many people as possible. I'm glad Netflix recommended When Calls the Heart. Now I love it. Okay, good, Megan. Margie, how did you get across to the sea? Oh, okay, I see you're talking to each other. All right. So the next person, no. Oh, okay, I know what the other news was. Many of you have requested this, and Kathy has honored me with a yes. So when Calls the Heart season comes back in, I'm hoping February, okay? Nobody gave me some special knowledge or news. No one does that. I'm exactly like you all, but I'm hoping it's February. I mean, we could speculate because it's usually when it is. When it comes back, we are going to do like a Monday night review. She and I, we're going to get on together, and we're all going to talk about the episode that we had just watched. And I always watch live and record because it's good for the ratings. All right, so let's get on to what happened yesterday. So if you saw my last Sunday prediction video, I had some questions, and one of the questions was about Laura, like where is she? The actress is Gina, but the character of Laura. And I was worried because sometimes, and I know this sounds negative, but it's true. Sometimes the children just disappear on When Calls the Heart. A character might be written off the show or doesn't come on anymore, but they don't always address it. And I was just hoping that wasn't going to happen to her, that all of a sudden we wouldn't see her. And the reason why I was thinking that was there were two things. One, because last season, in season 8, Laura wasn't taking care of little Jack. Instead, it was Robert. And they didn't address what happened to her. She could very well, and you think about it, have been sick. I don't mean the actress, I'm talking about the character. Could have been sick. She had to do something, but maybe they addressed it and it got cut off or cut out in editing, but she wasn't there. And I started to get worried. And I do know that there was a picture shared very early on by Peter. So Peter must have watched my video and decided to address the issue that I was having in the question. So I'm going to share that with you. And I want to point out, I'm afraid to share because I'm afraid the whole thing is going to get shut down, but I'm going to try to share. I think she is coming back. See photo in the upcoming season. Yes, Jill, this is what I'm talking about. Let's see. Joanne, you're still all talking to each other. I can't wait for your episode reviews for season 9 in February. Okay, Arlene. So I'm going to share. So when I share, I can't see what your comments are, and I'll share and come back and forth. I feel like I'm talking to how I have to always tell that to my students. And if you feel like I'm treating you like my students, I don't mean to do that. My family will say, you're talking to me like I'm a student in your classroom, and I don't appreciate it. I don't mean to do it. It happens, but I don't honestly mean to do that. Okay, so here we go. I hope I don't throw myself out. I'm scared. Okay, I'm hitting share. All right, share. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Okay. And I'm going to go with the tab. Oh gosh, I hope it works. And it is not. I'm going to have to go with that. You're going to see a hot mess. I'm just going to lay it over. Okay. All right. I'm going to share for like all of 2 seconds, or actually 2 minutes, because I'm not quite sure if you can see this. But this is, if you can, a blow up of a picture or a tweet that Peter tweeted me. I did not ask him. He just did this. And it said, I think you missed when I posted this. And that is him confirming that, yes, Laura is a part of the cast. So now I'm going to exit out of this real fast, just to see. And I need for you to tell me, and I know there's a delay. Can you tell me if you saw that? Yes, Peter is awesome with his behind the scenes photos. You are amazing. Brazil loves you. I hope you're talking about Peter. Yes, he is amazing. So could someone tell me if they saw what I was sharing? Did they see the picture of Laura? Didn't see it. No. Okay. So you didn't see it. All right. I'm having trouble sharing then because of the whole incognito thing. All right. Oh, this makes me angry. All right. Okay. Well, I'm just going to talk about it then, because I can't run the risk of, I would have to shut it all down and start it again. It's because if I didn't do that, I wouldn't be able to see what you're saying. Okay, so let me talk to you about this. There is a picture of Laura, and a lot of you already acknowledged it. So actually, hold on. I'm going to try one more thing. And I thank you for your patience. There's like 62 of you, and I have to have technical issues. All right, I'm going to try this again. I'm going to do share screen again. Okay. Do my entire screen. Can you, now that I hit it, can you see like off to the one side on the right-hand side, anything? Like you can see that I didn't pop it up, but do you see like there's this little slides? Can you see that? Anyone? I know there's a delay. I'll wait. Nothing, still nothing. Oh, that makes me so angry. Oh, poo. All right. Chrome tab. Oh, maybe this is it. Ah, you can see it, can't you? Now you can. You should be able to see it now. I'm just waiting. Yes, Eureka. Okay, but I have to move this over. Give me 1 minute. All right, and hit the present button. Okay, here you go. Yay! Okay, that's the tweet from Peter. So I was at a family function, and then my phone was like going off, and I'm like, what is all of this? I'm like, Peter's tweeting me again. Peter, I love you, by the way. All right, shh, don't tell your wife that. I just love you from afar. Okay, so I think you missed when I posted this. I didn't miss that. What I did miss, and let's see if I can share the next page. I can. Okay. I cut it off. I had this picture for a while. What I did miss is what he wrote was the word first. And I didn't miss it, but I didn't pay attention. And this is why I say you have to pay attention to details. So I didn't listen to my own rule. So what happens is if you're using the word first, that means there's going to be more. There's going to be a second and a third. So I should have known that Laura was not leaving Hope Valley, at least for not the beginning of the show. And so there she is. And I was just really concerned, like I said, because she like she does other shows. I remember back in season 5 when Jack died. Oh gosh, that was terrible. She wasn't even there for the ending because she did her parts and then had to move on to something else. And I was just hoping that wasn't what was going on. So Laura is going to be back. That has been confirmed. Isn't that wonderful? So I was wrong, and I have to do the responsible thing, and I should have paid attention to the word first. All right. So next up is I wanted to talk just briefly about this. You could see Jack, he's in Jack Wagner. You could see Bill is in a suit, and then over here, if I'm you can see that he's also in his suit again in a different at a different thing scene. He's been in his suit a lot. And I know he wears suits a lot, but he also had his gun and he's strapped on. And what I wanted to tell you was I'm going to do a whole thing on this, and it's coming. But I was just wondering, what do not just okay, what do you think about this? Like, what do you think's going on with Bill? I tell you that Nathan is working undercover. But do you think Bill is too? Like, do you think he is? I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? I'm just giving you a minute because there is a delay of what you have to write back and tell me. So I want to do more with this. So I have this whole theory about Bill and Molly. I think that, of course, they're going to explore. You do think he's undercover too. Okay. All right. I think that they are going to explore more of Bill and Molly's relationship because that's where it left off. And if it's not, then it's going to be in a voiceover that Elizabeth said, Bill and Molly tried to get together, but that did not work. But anyway, she'll say it more eloquently. I think this is what I think. I don't think Bill and Molly would have a wedding, and I really don't think there's going to be a wedding this time. I told you this yesterday if you watched my video. There's not going to be a wedding because there's too many storylines going on, and that takes up so much of the season. But I think if Bill and Molly were ever to get married or get together, they would be the type that would just elope and come back married. It would be something simple. That's just my opinion. I don't know how everyone else feels. You think the Pinkertons have already what? What have they done? Okay. All right. I'm going to address all that in a minute. Okay. So now I'm just going to go. Okay. Here we go. So then my other question last Sunday or yesterday was about Allie. Now I had seen this shot before, and I wasn't sure if it was from this season or not. And in doing my little research, I couldn't figure it out. But then there are a group of people on social media that they're big Jada fans and big Kevin McGarry fans, and they love these two. And they were thinking that it was from last season. So I wasn't sure. But anyway, I had a question because I was worried if this was last season, where's our Allie? We cannot have a season 9 with Allie off somewhere. So I was thinking if she wasn't there for a bit or missing some of the episodes, it was to protect her because I think Nathan is undercover. But and she could go off with her grandparents, even though I know like her grandfather could probably help take care of her. But I remember Nathan saying that grandma was, not in the best of health. But I was really worried because I was like, she should be staying back and someone from the town would be helping and taking good care of her. And she definitely is back. I know she's back. That wasn't the question. I just didn't know how much airtime she was getting because she is going to be doing a project. So this was the shot that Peter DeLuise sent. The quote that went with it too was he was saying that, see how beautiful her smile is, that she was probably not smiling in that episode. He said the best shots or smiles happen after, they say cut. So they're together having an important conversation, which is great, which lets us know that she and Elizabeth are going to somehow repair their relationship. Maybe in this particular scene, they were just having a conversation, but they will definitely be repairing their relationship. And I wanted to talk about this. I did a video and it was something like the thumbnail said something like, I think it was like Allie's new mom or something with a question mark, but the title didn't say that. And it wasn't about Nathan's new woman. It was really about Allie and the community coming together and helping Nathan out with her. So if Nathan is really busy, in the past, they always said she's going to stay with Opal. But I feel like there would be other people that could form relationships with Allie because she's always in all of the scenes. She already has this relationship with Lucas. She already has a bit of a relationship with Florence, definitely with Elizabeth. And it's like the community comes together to help her grow. But what I love the most about her relationship with Elizabeth is, if we think about this, like, some people said she was annoying. I did not think that her character was annoying at all. I thought she was a young girl trying to find her place. So the last mother, her was her real mother, and the last mother figure she had, she was like only 4. So when she comes to town, and there she is, Elizabeth, who is extremely nurturing to all the children, not just because she's a teacher, but she's also like a mother figure to several of the children. It's no wonder that Allie latched on to her, whether Nathan was falling in love with Elizabeth or not. I always thought that Allie would want her to be her mom, because she didn't have another female figure until she came along. So they have to repair that relationship. And Hope Valley's all about repairing friendships and relationships. Hi. Okay. So she bonds with sympathy. Okay. All right, so I'm going to address what you're all saying. I just wanted to, because of the technical issues, I just want to go through what I was saying. Okay, so Allie's back. She's not, and she's going to be there. I thought she was, but I wasn't sure how much she would be. And so I'm wondering who's going to help take care of Allie if Nathan is, undercover. And is Nathan undercover out of town, or when he's in town? Or is someone playing a twin of Nathan? I don't know. I'm just curious about it all and how Allie is going to play into that. Okay. The next part that I wanted to chat about with all the prediction things I had. So I shared this picture, and you could see the boys are in a suit. So this is little Jack, and they're in a suit, and right away everybody's like, oh my gosh, they're at the church, he's in a suit, there's going to be a wedding. No, we cannot jump to that conclusion. We cannot jump to the conclusion that there's going to be a wedding. I was thinking, and if you watch my video the other day, I was thinking that since they're in that cute little linen type with yellow outfit, that it was like maybe Easter. Don't forget that this is also a church, and we have Pastor Joseph. So why not an Easter celebration? Because it looks very springish. Or I whispered this part, or if anything, maybe an engagement party or something. But not not a wedding. I don't think anybody's having a wedding, and I could be flat out wrong. And when season 9 comes and the wedding comes, we're going to say, oh, Roxanne, I'm never listening to anything she ever has to say again. And that's okay. All right. I just don't see it. And we can't jump to conclusions, because then everybody, maybe it's picture day, it could be, everybody's out running around on social media saying stuff. And then some people see it so many times they think it's true. And I don't ever want it to come back on me that, oh, I said absolutely. And then we're all mad and disappointed because we don't want to whisper. We don't want to whisper. We don't want to wish things and then make them like mad when it doesn't happen, because it doesn't fit. All right, here we go. Now, this is another thing about jumping to conclusions. So this was shared, and someone circled up there that it looked like Elizabeth. And it very well does look like Elizabeth. But then they circled other parts of the camera and this camera, and they're trying to see things. I felt like I was looking at an ultrasound. Remember back in the day before they had the 3D, you look at it and I'm like, I don't know what I'm looking at. I don't even know where the dot is or whatever. So I felt like that's what they were circling. And when I'm looking at it, I'm saying to myself, okay, so Elizabeth's upstairs. She's on the upper floor of the saloon. Not often. I don't know if she's ever been up there. I think one other time. Nathan has been there when he first came to the town, and he had a room up there. And of course, Mrs. Bouchard was up there. I don't know if she walked on the balcony. So it's, of course she's going to be up there because she and Lucas are dating, and she'll be there more often. It could be a guest that's there too, but she's going to be all over that saloon. That's all that means. Nothing more. People are like, oh my goodness, it means that she's moved in. She didn't move in. She has a house. Why would she move into the saloon? So anyway, and we can't jump to conclusions. We have to be responsible. Like, I was not responsible when I didn't pay attention to the word first. And then because I saw Gina on her Instagram, this is who plays Laura, and on her Instagram doing other things, I'm like, oh my God, she's not there. What are we going to do without Laura? And I do love that relationship with Elizabeth because, again, another mother figure. And Laura's growing up, and I want her to have a big storyline one day. I don't want her to just disappear. Sort of like Ned Yost's daughter kind of disappeared, but thank goodness she came back. Okay. All right. So there's this. And I know I'm going through all this. I'm going to put it away so I can talk to you. This here is something that I started for September, and I thought it would be a really cool idea because there was like a lot of craziness about these two actors, not them, but some fans. And we can't boycott for people to lose their jobs. We cannot do that. I mean, actors and directors and writers and set directors and crew and the craft people, all of them have jobs. We cannot boycott for stuff like that. It's just terrible. It's not kindness. So I was like, both of these people, that one is a McNally and one is a McGarry, we'll make it Mick Monday, and they're really good friends, and we'll send positivity out there because September is Friendship Month. I have something for October because October is Suspender Month, National Suspender Month. When I say national, it might only apply to the United States, but that's okay. We're going to forgive that. And I have some cool ideas there. And I saw that some people were doing this, and I was like, I'm happy it caught on because this is a good thing. We love both of them. We love both actors. They breathe life into these characters that we feel like, oh my goodness, if they knocked at our door, we'd want them to come in. I read all the crazy stuff everybody writes, including myself. So I was so happy about this. And I'm going to switch it up because I think people that did Mountie Mondays were upset. And I was like, nobody canceled Mountie Monday. Of course, put that out there. But next time around, I'm going to do a different day of the week. And who am I to say that we all have to do it? I'm not. I'm just throwing it out there. Maybe it'll catch on. As long as we are spreading positivity, that's all that counts. Okay. And then next up is this. Okay. So this is Chris McNally's fan group. And I put it up like this because I want you to see that it's on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, that's great. If you're not, get on it just to do this. And you can see at the time I screenshot this, there were 1.9 members. Now, Christina, she's on here. You'll see her name. There she is, Christina Lohman. You're going to, if you watch the video about how it all got started, because I interviewed them, it wasn't that long ago. It was sometime in July. Correct me, Christina, in the chat exactly what date it was. This group has grown like every day, leaps and bounds. And Chris needs to know that he has this wonderful fan group that just loves him. So wouldn't it be great if we could put official on there? So it only can be official is if Chris, joins. And I have to tell you, there are all kinds of members on there. I'll be secretive about this that are kept, in different names, but are on there. They're not spying. They're not writers and other actors, and they're on the page too. And if you check out the page, it is like it's not. I'm not saying it's my favorite. It's tied with others, but it's one of my favorites because everybody is so positive. And Christina does an amazing job of making sure, okay, she's saying June 30th, she started, making sure there's no nonsense, no talking about anyone or any other character. So if anybody is on this podcast that I don't know, I see 77 people. If one of you are tuning in and you see this and you can get word to Chris, we have done, and she has done everything correctly, Christina. Not thrown out any likeness of him, any merch with him. We're waiting for, I contacted his agent, Eva, who is lovely. And we're hoping Chris, I know he's very busy playing Lucas, who we all love, one day would come and look at this and say, yes, let's make it official. So if anybody knows Chris and wants to tell him to check out the links or ask Eva, she said she was reaching out, push it along the way, that would be great. And yes, Christina, almost 2,000 people that love you, Chris McNally. All right, I'm going to stop sharing so that I can look at all of you. And I'm going to move this aside. Bye. And I know I talk like a nut. That's the South Jersey in me. And I'm going to open up my screen. Okay, let's see what you all have to say. I was fast. I'm sorry. What time? Oh, yeah. Okay. Any chance we can get Chris McNally on your podcast as a guest? Laura, you know what? If anybody can make that happen, I would love it. Chris, one day you could come on, I'm sure. I'm on that Facebook group. Good, Laurie. So you know what we're talking about here. Let's see. Going through everything. He left to become a missionary. Are we talking about the pastor? I'm just going to go through everything and what you're all saying. I like the T prediction. Okay. Um, I believe that they may develop the Pinkertons as dangerous. Okay, this is true. They are dangerous, but don't forget, it's not the Pinkertons. It's who the Pinkertons are protecting, because that's what the job is of the Pinkerton. They're real and they do protect people. And if you remember, I had said a couple like last week, I think, whoever's in those woods, because they have a lot of wood scenes, a lot of night scenes going on, more than normal, from the behind the scenes that have been shared with us. And whoever they're protecting back there, I don't know, I feel like there's something very much underhanded there. Looking forward to their love story, Elizabeth and Lucas. Okay, she's having tea with Lucas. Oh, that's true. I would love that too, a little tea party up there. Okay, so we've got some new comments down here. What happened to the young pastor who married Jesse and Clara? Oh, he was talking about pastoring the church, remember? Yes. And then all of a sudden he just moved on. Yeah, Cindy's like saying, come on, let's get 2000. Sharon, he's left, become a missionary. Oh, I thought you meant the Frank left to be a missionary, but I guess it was the young guy. Any chance we can get Chris McNally on your podcast? I read that. I remember it took like a month to get Jill Wagner to make her fan page official. A month? I think it took way longer than that. A month is short. So it may take Chris some time to make his fan page official. And that's true because he's busy. And he might also look at it and say, I don't want to get into that. He might get scared. That hasn't been revealed yet. Okay, engagement rings in season 9. I am so Pastor Zeke. Okay, I am so thinking a yes on that. They're not going to rush it. They have things that they're going to have to get to know each other and work out. We have to meet the rest of Lucas's family. You're all talking about Lucas, and Elizabeth. I love you, Roxanne. I'm also whispering about at least an engagement. Okay, Kathleen. All right. I'm coming back. Hi. Everyone's saying hi to each other. Okay. Does anyone, because I talked very fast, does anyone have any questions for me? I would have gone back and forth, but I was so afraid with that whole sharing that I'd throw myself out. Walden is probably still going to try and pursue Lucas to either sell the saloon or join him in trying to buy up the buildings in town. But I don't think Lucas will help him. I don't either. I think there's this whole big thing about Walden Wyman. I don't think, he's not really the bad guy. He's a pain in the neck, but he's not the big wig with all the power. If you remember, Bill pointed it out and said he was looking through the window and he was watching him with the one Pinkerton, who has the name of the Pinkerton from before, and it went right on my head. And I know somebody over on someone's going to post it, but he was kind of taking him to task, like saying something to him, like he wasn't doing something he should have been. I asked this in the Chris fan group, so you might not have been seen it, but because Patty Bird said said see you in February, does that mean no Christmas episode? Okay, so I don't think I have something to say about that. I think Nathan and Lucas will work it together. Okay, so let's go back to that question about see you in February. We know that February is when it starts usually. But the thing is, by the way, you can ask that of Patty because she will be on my podcast on October 25th. This is the date that she's chosen for now, in case that changes. So going back to this, there was a picture that Pascal posted, and I shared this, and in the background and I blew it up, you could see up close that there was the Mercantile, and in the window was a menorah, but not the actual menorah. It was a picture, like a poster of it up there. It looked like decoration. Spurlock, thank you. Yes, that's Pinkerton. Anyway, I was talking about timeline. So let's say we don't get a Christmas episode in December. Normally, I can understand why, but that doesn't mean we're not going to get Christmas. And the reason why I'm saying this is because when they do their Christmas episode, I know it kind of fits, but it doesn't. It sort of takes away from the story. It's like its own little story. And I think they have so much to tell that they need those 12 days to tell it. I mean, 12 Sundays to tell it. So I don't think they're going to do the Christmas special. But let's talk about time frame here. When we last were there in Hope Valley, it was fall. She was starting back to school, right? And there was that beautiful scene where all the kids, that made me cry. Gives me chills every time I see it. All the kids gathered around and they all went to school with Angela. I love that. And Then when we go and I shared some pictures that have been shared, we know in the scenes that they're shooting, it's warm out. It's either summertime or spring. And they always do a time hop. So they could very well go from the fall into spring and skip Christmas. But where does that menorah fit in? So if the next season starts in spring, are they going to do spring and fall and winter? They've never done that before, all those seasons. It's usually like 2 seasons. So I'm wondering if I don't know, are they going to start with winter? And even though it's not a Christmas episode, we do get Christmas in some way, and then go through Christmas into, winter into spring, summer. And that picture showed up just recently. And I know they film out a sequence. And like I had said before, and I'm repeating myself, if you were on the podcast, someone had asked Chris a while back about season 7's Christmas episode. And he said he kind of was a blur to him because they were filming like episodes 1 through 9 or 7, and then they stopped and they did the beginning of the Christmas, and then they went back to 8, 9, and 10, and then they went back to the end. So he was all mixed up. So they could very well be doing all of that. We just have to be patient. We can't go crazy and start thinking all kinds of stuff. All right. I heard Brian Bird say it's the same Spurlock guy from season 1, just a different. I don't think that's what he said. When I just a different actor. No, I don't think that's what he said. I think I was on that. I listened to that podcast, and I think that he said it was the same name. I don't think it's the same character. It could be. I could be totally wrong, but that character went to jail, and I think that's why we're thinking maybe it's a relative. And the next one says, did you hear something about the other show, When Hope Calls? I think coming back, maybe they would do a Christmas show. I have no idea. I've heard nothing about that. I hope we don't miss much of E and Elle's relationship. We won't. Even if they do a time hop, we won't. We absolutely won't. And there's other things in the storyline too that go along. Like we're going to hear, I know Nathan's going to have a wonderful storyline because they've said it, and it's going to be very involved. And I know stuff is going on with the children too. Maybe there will be an episode that includes Christmas. I agree. That's what I'm kind of saying, Kathy. Yes, Kathleen, I'm sorry. Okay. They may do Christmas as a flashback. She may journal about it. This is true. Excellent. That's excellent idea. I like that one. Hopefully we get more behind the scene pictures and we'll get a better idea. Maybe about the time frame, maybe not too much. They don't want to give too much away. I know we're hungry for it, but they don't want to give too much away. Hopefully as we get more, okay. They could go to When Hope Calls, have a Christmas festival with Rosemary and Lee, and Nathan and Allie, Lucas. Oh, like go visit and then come back. That's true. He said it was the same character. Okay, well, you know what? Then I want to hear that for myself. I'm going to have to go back and re-listen to that podcast. Thank you. I thought it was a relative, but I mean, hey, I forgot the word first. Okay, so that's fine. Any thoughts on an engagement scenario? Reading fan fiction stories, they have several. I'm sure they do, Karen. I think that there'll be an engagement. If there is, it's not going to be right away. In my mind, it would be like maybe the end or something. But yeah, it was Charles Spurlock in season 1 and Julia Spurlock in season 8. Thank you. You are correct. So there is a connection somehow. You are right. Thank you. I knew there was something like that. Why do you think Elizabeth left the wedding early? Remember, she ever said goodbye to Lucas and he was definitely hurt. Elizabeth ever get to explain maybe it was a red herring? No, it wasn't a red herring, Kathy. They explained that. She told him what happened, and she actually told him later, and he saw it. So, I mean, Lucas also saw it. That was the whole part of why Lucas started to become hurt, because she was, doing things like that, and he didn't understand. He let his he's usually very self-confident, but he let his love for her. He loves her so much. He sort of got insecure. They must show Lucas going into Elizabeth's house. So, Teresa, they will. And I have an idea. I wanted Brian Bird to come on, right? And the man's busy, but he might not. And I would love for him. I said, you don't have to give us anything. We'll just ask you some yes/no questions like this. Do we see Lucas go in Elizabeth's house? And he could say yes or no. Do we ever find out what's in the box that in the gift that Lucas gave Allie? And you could say yes or no. I had a whole list of these yes or no questions. Who knows if he'll go for it? Probably is like no. The bridge engagement. Who did a recent podcast with Brian Bird? Oh, okay, Denise. It's not super recent. It was either maybe in July. And he went right out of my head, the name of it. With Denise, you know what? When I have a minute, I will definitely put it in the chat afterwards. The gentleman has a podcast. I talked about it if you're watching any of my videos, I mention it. And Brian Bird said a lot of wonderful things in there. So I will link it for you and then you can listen. They still haven't addressed the time of the Spanish flu. Well, that's what I was showing last time. I showed Minnie, and Minnie was on the hanging off. She's so beautiful, hanging off of the car, and her little side curls in her outfit. And I said, you could tell that the fashion and things are changing. And I'm wondering if we're getting closer to that 1920. It's not 1920 yet, and that's 1918, 1919, 1920 when the Spanish flu was in and leaving. So but they might not call it the Spanish flu. I was thinking if they did address it at all, they would say that there was a sickness, and there's more people coming to the town. We know that because of the is it the factory, and also the rail line, and the line to get the oil down through, like, that whole project that Fiona's in. So I'm wondering if it would affect everyone. And that would be why there would be a big storyline with the infirmary. And I was like, oh, maybe we'll have somebody come back to visit who's a doctor and would help out, even if it's just for an episode or two. Would it tackle that special Christmas and engagement? Oh, maybe. Oh, would it tickle? Okay. Like, wouldn't it be cool if there was an engagement at Christmas? I don't know. That's also little Jack's birthday. I don't know. Maybe. Okay. I wouldn't mind when it was. Have you heard how many episodes for season 9? Yes, 12. They did say that. I really hope that Cody comes back. I can hope Abigail will come back, but I'm not holding my breath. So I have a theory about that, Candace. I'm sad because I feel like something is going on with Eva, the actress who plays Clara, and they did make them exit out, but with the idea that they were going on a honeymoon. It's not like, how Carson left. So I'm wondering if she's doing a project. Something's going on. She shut down social media. It could be that she just wanted to. And I was thinking that if Jesse came back without Clara, and I don't mean forever, let's not go crazy, they could very easily say that she stayed back and went and visited Abigail and Cody. That would be nice. And I love how when characters sort of drift off or have to be gone, they still keep them in the storyline. Yes, 12 episodes, Deborah, in season 9. I heard that too. Actually, I heard Erin say it. All right, so Beverly's saying, I'm hoping that they will show the deleted scene of Lucas giving Jack the toy doggy in a flashback scene. That would be cute, possibly when Elizabeth's writing in her journal. That's true. Which brings me to, I haven't opened up my DVDs and looked, but I know some of you did, and I know it's not in there. But anybody want to, I know I don't want to spoil it for anyone. What if you've looked at the DVD? What's like your favorite deleted scene so far? I'm excited to look at them. Hope there is an episode of Lucas babysitting Jack. That would make such a funny episode, and also an episode where Lucas teaches Elizabeth how to drive. Oh my goodness. Oh, that would be great. I love that. I think Fiona should teach all the girls how to drive because she's the only one that has a driver's license, even with the men. I love that. That's a cute idea. Wouldn't it be fun if Elizabeth would propose to Lucas? Oh, wow. Oh, okay. That's something Fiona would do. I'm dying to see Rosemary's reaction. First time she sees Lucas and Elizabeth are now together. First reaction should be a wow. Love to see Elizabeth babysitting Jack and teaching Elizabeth to drive. I like the idea of a holiday engagement. Oop, the chat's flowing and I'm trying to stop it. I like the idea of a holiday engagement. And actually, I'm going to pin it. I like the idea of a holiday engagement and on the bridge. And as intense as the relationship is, it makes sense that they would get engaged for sure mid-season. Okay. All right. Maybe. Let's see this. Would like be nice to see railway in Hawaii, and since oh yes, so to have like a railway coming through Hope Valley, they had tried it once before, and especially with the whole oil thing going on. Janine Marie has a theory about that. I don't want to give it away. She's great at researching history, and she has this whole idea about what's going on in that area and why they're making money and they're scoping out the land and stuff. But I don't want to say it because it's hers to tell. So if you want to tune back at the end of the month, that would be great. You would love that. Okay. Okay. Let's Laurie just agreeing with Christina. Chris McNally is bring back one of his dogs. Oh, yes. Wouldn't that be cool if he did get to have his dogs on the show? He wanted that. Okay. Here's the one about the what's in the DVD. There's a very interesting scene with Lucas and Helen when he's taking her for a drive. I saw that and what she says and what he shares. Someone had alluded to that there are more scenes besides that one that gave us more background and info into Lucas's background, which I like that idea, and I'm sad that it gets cut, but I know you can't put everything in. And what's this? They didn't show Elle giving LJ the dog. I know. I heard that wasn't in there. That's why someone's saying it would be great that they did it in a flashback because they do have it. And let's see what this one says. The one with Helen and Lucas driving, she really puts him on the spot. Oh, okay. Okay. And I think I know how he kind of like evades his mother. All right. Let's see. What's this one? I like the deleted scene with Helen and Bill. She told him about that's it. Okay. Thank you. Now, I have a question, Beverly, for you. When she and Bill were chatting, and there's a reason why I'm asking this, and they were talking about Lucas's childhood. By any chance were Bill and Helen, because they became friends, was it when they were sitting in the saloon together when Molly gets jealous and comes over, or was it when they were having breakfast together when she's mad at Lucas so she doesn't eat in the saloon, she goes and eats and Bill's sitting down with her in the cafe, or was it something totally different? That's what I'm asking you, Beverly. I'd like to see who is Lucas's father. Sharon? We're all waiting for that, Sharon. Helen talking with Bill at the Queen of Hearts. Okay. All right, Margie. Yes, Helen talks to Bill in the saloon about Lucas. Is it another time or is it that same time? All right, they're in the Queen of Hearts. Yes, the scene with Molly. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. And then they cut that out. All righty. So I said a lot. I want to make sure I didn't miss out on anything. I told you, oh, this is important. So if you are in the central Jersey area, I'm from South Jersey. I'm from Hamilton, which is considered the hub of South Jersey. So I'm like 30 minutes from Philadelphia, 30 minutes from Atlantic City, smack dab in the center, about 20 minutes from Vineland. I'm going to be traveling up to Flemington. And in November, we are going to have a meetup at this lovely, lovely Teaberry. It's called Teaberry's. It's like a tea house. And friends that I've made through the channel from North Jersey and Central Jersey will be joining us as well as South Jersey. So if you're like within the area, you can join us too. And we're going to have like a little meetup. I did one before this summer and did a Christmas in July here in my town because we have a tea house, but I don't want it to be that everyone always has to travel my way. I don't mind traveling too. So if you're an hour away or whatever's comfortable for you and you would be interested in meeting up with us, and I know there's the whole COVID stuff. So if you're not comfortable with that, but it would be fun to meet you and we can all chat in real time. There was a dance. Oh, there was a dance. Elizabeth and Lucas, they deleted. Sharon in season 8, we got to see them. Did they keep it? I mean, they deleted it in the season, but is it on the DVDs? Take pictures and share. We will, Catherine. We would definitely do that. Oh my goodness, I want to see them dancing. I was hoping the scene of Elizabeth and Lucas dancing at the wedding would be in the deleted. Oh, do you know what? I don't think it was from Ned's wedding that they were dancing. When we see them dancing, I think it's from Clara and Jesse's wedding. And she also dances with Nathan. I think that's what we're thinking of. Yes, Christina, I know you're in Ohio and you're far away. I know. I don't like it. One day we'll do something even further. Helen also mentions to Bill that Lucas laser focuses on a goal, but it's what happens after he achieves the goal that's interesting. Oh, I love that. Is that the one from Clara and Jesse's wedding? Yes, Cindy, that's what I was thinking. The dance was at the engagement party for Jesse and Clara. Okay. Yes, Clara's wedding. That's it. Okay, that's what I thought too. So it wouldn't be in this one. Okay. Does anybody have any questions for me? Because I feel like we're almost for an hour. I never go that long. I am so sorry. Who has a question or who wants to say something before we say good night? Yes, Clara's wedding. I know there's a delay. So I'm waiting. Oh, they're saying hi. I'm in Michigan. Okay. Is that what Emma? Yeah, I'm a teacher of geography. My gosh. Oh my gosh. Today I was just talking about all of that with the kids, the United States. All right. So I know someone wants to know about the podcast with Brian Bird, and I promise I will get that to you. Oh, yes, the fundraiser, Christina. I will mention it. How did your job interview go? Not my job interview. Who was going on a job interview? I wasn't. I was negotiating a contract, and we're still negotiating that. That went long. Okay, upstate New York, Cindy, you could come visit. Actually, who is it? Someone on here has a beautiful B&B. I'm going to go. I'm going to bring my whole family. I was thinking about that. Do you think Carson will be returning? I do. I do, even if it's just for maybe an episode or two. I know that Paul has a lot going on. He and it's funny. He was very strategic in the way he routed what he was doing. So he was down south. Well, south for me. He was in Texas, doing his little concerts there. Then he was all the way back, worked his all the way back home. Up now he's in Canada. When he's done his Christmas show, he could very well pop over and do a scene or two for When Calls the Heart. That's just me thinking. Then he will come back home and he'll be here and where I live in Jersey in December. So he's got a whole little thing mapped out, and he's very much into his music. He just did a concert while he was there, and people I saw on I think it was Suspenders Unbuttoned, one of the girls there were actually there. That was nice. And she did a little clip. He was talking to her. He is very friendly and very, very easy to talk to. He likes people and he likes to interact. I'd love to hear the podcast with Brian Bird. I promise that I will link it. I'm going to link it here. That means you've got to come back later when I'm done with talking, and it'll be up in this section. And if it's not, check in the comments of this when it becomes a recorded video. And it only happened in minutes. As soon as I shut off, it'll happen. He was just in Ottawa, Canada. He's still there. Laura, he was filming a movie and he still is. So that's what I'm trying to say is he's there in Canada because he's been here in the United States for a while. And he could very well go in and do an episode or two or not. And then he'll be here in December in Jersey. Not sure yet, but a few episodes he is filming a movie. He is. You are correct. He's doing a Christmas movie right now. And who was his co-star? Oh, she's beautiful with long dark hair. I can't think of her name. He finally revealed it. Their child is due in the US at Thanksgiving time. You are correct. So he'll be back, and then he'll be in December this way. So he could still, they'll probably film into November. He could still pop over when he's done his movie and do an episode or two. You don't know. All right. I'm in Toronto. He's 4 hours east of me. Get in the car. Thank you. Marisol, Riverdale. Yes. Chris was on Riverdale. Okay. Fundraiser. Christina. What do you think will happen for Carson and Faith's relationship? I don't know. I'm not sure about that at all. But I don't know. I have ideas, but it's too early to predict. So we have a fundraiser. You all know that we're doing this for Chris McNally's birthday, which is the 8th, I believe, of November. It ends right before it. The goal was $3,000 and we're 2,500 plus. I'm sure we'll meet the goal. And then, hey, if anybody's on here that has a connection with Chris, like I said before, we also gave that to Eva. We want him to see that we adore him, and we are doing a fundraiser on his behalf for Wagmore Pets. Okay. I can wave to you. I'm in Rochester. Okay. All right. Everybody's saying hello and goodbye and all that good stuff. All right. Good night for real. Good night, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. And don't forget, next week, Emma and Beth will be on, and that should be fun. And my next live prediction video won't be until in October. Yeah. He said he was going back to When Calls the Heart. He didn't know how many episodes he was filming. He did say that, Candace. That's why I feel confident to say yes. All right. Good night, Christine. Good night, Margie and Cindy and Denise and Christina. And who I didn't see that name before. Okay, Laura and Rana. I hate saying names incorrectly. Rhona. Arlene and Kathleen and Beverly. Good night, good night, good night. And Joanne. All right. Good night, everyone. I'm going to end the broadcast now. You're welcome, Deborah.